with Bash Bros movies, and it's been a while. We waited a while for Jessica Jones season 2 to begin. In the meanwhile, we reviewed some other stuff. If you haven't been, I don't know, watching Netflix or the Marvel Netflix shows or even our channel, we'll put the links at the end of the video. But listen, Jessica Jones season 1 took us kind of by surprise. We liked it more than other people, especially David Tennant's performance, even though I've never seen him up till that point. And the only reason we're talking about this is because there's stuff that happens in the second season which I'm gonna say make it more bearable to watch, simply because the second season of Jessica Jones, I'm sure most people who watched it didn't like it all that much. Few reviews that I've seen when the season was first released weren't all that favorable, but that's not surprising. So our reviews are usually different because we differ from everybody else. So when it comes to Jessica Jones season 2,
we don't care about court of public opinion.
Not one bit.
They hold their own.
Of course. And especially when it comes to Jessica Jones season 2, I would say, because listen, we usually have we talk about expectations a lot in our reviews, and we're gonna talk in our next video about expectations as well. But there was no expectations. We just wanted to see a good show, a good season, a continuation, because
what we saw already,
yeah, because once Luke Cage was released and once Iron Fist was released, and then we got the Defenders that pretty much teamed up all those characters with Jessica Jones and Daredevil in an 8-episode series. There was a gap, and first one that was released was Jessica Jones season 2 after the Defenders team up. And I gotta say, dude, I mean, I'm not gonna say the show disappointed, but it left, I don't know, man, there was something missing from the show, and I would say it was the action. Because first season, as much as there was drama and investigating involved and solving the mysteries, there was action. Like, she fought people. There was Luke Cage was in the show, you know. They did stuff together. So there was stuff going on. In season 2, superhero sex, yes. But hey, it was the first time we've actually seen, dude, come on, man. But listen, anyways, there was action missing, there was fighting missing, there was action sequences that weren't in the show. I'm not gonna say they were supposed to be here.
Thing.
But
I do concur.
It was, yeah, of course.
To get a big picture, I would actually have to read some of Jessica's comic books just to see what the overall feel of the comic book is. To give you a complete, I don't know, judgment on the season 2 of Jessica.
Oh, dude, we haven't made a judgment yet, so we're
just
just
the thing. What
putting out the
stood out to me, like you said, season 1 had more action. There's
definitely
more stuff happening.
Yeah, she was fighting.
There was more characters. Yeah. They went more of a
we'll talk about characters.
PI route, than an action route. So I think the story was longer than it was supposed to be.
I don't think it was even PR. I think it was more noir, but it was set in a modern setting,
maybe.
Because
but
she was following the clues. So it's not like she was actually, you know, chasing down villains and shooting her way out of alleys and you know what. And
we saw a different side of Jessica than
definitely
what we saw in season 1, and then from what we've seen in Defenders. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Like,
agreed.
We're still firm believers in everything Netflix does as far as Marvel TV shows goes.
Agreed.
Just
100%.
because the storytelling of those shows has been on point. And I think with everything that happened with season 1 of Jessica Jones, the expectations were a bit higher. You expected to see something, and then once season 2 was released,
but
you saw a different picture. They gave you something else, not necessarily a bad something
exactly,
else.
Yeah. Listen,
he just hit you out of the blue because this isn't exactly what you were expecting to see.
The more we watched the show, the more we went on, the more I realized, like, all she's doing is investigating.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing. And I think.
And then they threw drama all over the place.
And not just drama, it was character building. I mean, all the characters that we were introduced to in the first season, and Kate Moss's character, what's her name? like we got a whole another, like we went deeper into her character, we went deeper into Trish's character, her mom, Jessica, Malcolm. I mean, Malcolm was one of those characters in the first season that was like, I want to see more of that guy, and we got more of that guy in this season. So
they went deeper with the general, not just the story, but the character.
The relationships between them, relationships with, you know, their not landlords, but you know, landlords, and the relationships among themselves and other people, and then we get introduced to the mystery.
We saw what drives them, what pushes them, what makes them tick.
Yeah, and
when you go that deep into the character building,
exactly,
some of the plot might seem not all there, or the show might seem slower. But here's the thing. You just got a different view.
And it still goes to show, I mean, it's not that I expected that. I mean, I did, because it's Jessica Jones. Like she was supposed, like I wanted to see fight someone, and she did. And she did. I mean, I'm not saying there's no action at all. I'm just saying
it's just not as much as
it could have been there.
We didn't get the hallway scene.
Yeah, never mind the hallway scene.
No, I'm just saying the general feel. Like,
dude, listen. As long as they keep the hallway, dude. As long as they keep the hallway scene for Daredevil, that's all I need. Okay. And if they decide to add a staircase after the hallway, I'm cool with that too. So, and if there's a big hole in the ground, you know, beneath that staircase, I'm all more for it, man. I'm all more for it. So, Jessica Jones season 2. I'm not gonna say I was disappointed. I was sad to see there wasn't more action, but we got a whole lot more than just. It was a wholesome show. It was a wholesome season. Yes. We got introduced to all these characters, to the new characters.
Yes.
With the, what's his name from the Tarantino movies guy, Christopher, the guy who played Dr. Carl.
Yep.
And the woman that, because this is a non-spoiler review, and the woman that he treated, and the
his connection to Jessica,
and the secret how Jessica became who she was, and then discovering this whole project similar to what Luke Cage went through, but different.
RGH.
Yeah, and discovering how that happened, and discovering the secret behind her parents' death, and who they really were, and what actually really happened to them.
They go really deep with character development.
And then Kate Moss getting diagnosed and wanting to, you know, look into alternative medicine. Yeah. And the woman from House, man. Is that her name?
Kate Moss is the model.
What's her name then?
I don't know. Jenny Hager.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Whatever her name
I think Moss is in her name though, man.
Not Kate.
I don't know, man. I have no idea where my head is today, but anyways.
I do. In stuff.
Anyways, Jessica Jones season 2, to me, the more it went on, the more I wanted to see, and I kind of left. I don't know, man. I wanted to see more after the show ended. After that last episode, I wanted to see more, because and then the Trish's arc also with the IGH and her desire to want to have superpowers, and then
what pushed her to go there. Like, he goes really deep.
And we also weren't left. I mean, even they even brought back the dirty cop Simpson from the first season, who we wondered what were they gonna do with him, and they showed us thing or two with him, and then he kind of disappeared for good reasons that will not be mentioned, simply because this is a non-spoiler review.
Somebody makes a repeat.
Stuff happens, and
not that stuff,
other stuff. And so I wanted to see more.
We got our favorite villain back,
and that's why I mentioned David Tennant at the beginning.
Like, you know, totally non-spoiler, he shows up, which was. But here's the thing: when we started watching he accidentally pushed the season 1 first, not season 2, and so he starts with the intro, and it's like David Tennant, and I'm like, Well, I really hope David Tennant is in this one. I know he should.
Because I haven't seen him in the beginning credits so far. I was like, David Tennant's in this,
and then he was like, oh, I pushed season 1. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Then I waited like whole season. I just hope David Tennant shows up. And then he shows up, and you're like, yes.
Yeah.
And even him, they brought it back. Like, listen, this
first it was one scene, and then it was a second scene, and then there was like whole.
He's here.
Yeah, and
well, you know, he's dead, obviously.
Yeah, obviously,
but,
he appears in.
But the way they brought him back,
head, so
it really goes like this is extremely character-driven show.
Definitely.
Like this season, they went deep.
Yeah,
with all the characters.
Yeah, if you didn't like the first season with Jessica Jones, you're probably not gonna like this one either.
The general feel is it's a bit slower than. Well, even slower than season 1.
Definitely, yeah.
Probably the slowest of the Netflix shows up to this point.
Marvel Netflix shows.
Netflix shows. As far as the plot goes.
Yeah.
It's probably the shortest, like the slowest season, but that's just because it's character-driven. Not plot-driven, but character-driven.
I mean, there's plot.
Yeah,
it's driven by plot, but it's just it's one arc. There's not like in the previous shows in previous season there was like 1, 2, like they leave you with a bunch of questions unanswered, and then here
it's like they just drive straight.
Yeah, more focus, so to speak.
Yeah, more focus, but you know, character-driven.
Definitely. So overall, what would you rate the second season with Jessica Jones?
Ooh. I'd like to know what I did in the first one.
I'm sure I can look it up.
I don't know, 23, 24?
That's a little bit...
23? Let's go with 23.
You know what?
I was trying to go lower, but not just talking about it, and just looking at it from the other perspective, because it did feel slower just watching it. Especially because we binged it through a couple of days. It wasn't like in one sitting.
Yeah, usually we do it in one sitting.
Usually we do it in one sitting by scheduling and stuff. Well, not that stuff. But... we couldn't.
Let's not go into Game of Thrones territory here, okay?
So we watched it through a couple of days. So just general feel of it was slower, but you know, not just talking about it, just looking at it from this angle. I like what they did with it.
I'm giving it 20 out of 30.
I like what they did with it
simply because of
just
the
because
rewatchability factor.
I can go. Yeah, I can see that. I can totally see that. But I still. One thing that we say about the Marvel's Netflix shows is that whoever writes them, they're doing a pretty good job of writing them.
Agreed.
And it's same here. It's not like they dropped the bucket and then just didn't write a good show.
No matter what people online would say or think about
it's just
the
they wrote
show.
a different show. They gave you a different angle than what you used to seeing from Marvel's Netflix shows.
To me, it felt more like... I'm not going to say it felt like I was reading a comic book.
It's actually, to me, felt like reading a good book.
Definitely.
Like if you were going to take season 2 of Jessica Jones and put it in a book, it'd be kind of book that I like. I might be, at the end of it, I might be like, well, I would like more plot, but the depth that they take you in with the characters makes up for it. It just translates differently when it's a TV show.
And because they have 13 hours to do it.
Yeah.
I think it just pays off more at the end, because they left us with a bunch of questions they haven't answered, and I'm sure they're
going to set up nicely for season 3, and probably at some point between now and season 3 they're going to do season 2 of Defenders.
I hope so.
And we still don't know how they're going to, whether they're gonna crisscross characters before the Defender.
Yeah, because
for example, in Jessica Jones season 2, you didn't get any of the.
There was one scene that I would swear I saw Matt
No, because Happy shows up.
Happy shows up, but I would say.
And Claire isn't there.
Claire was there. She was the one who. She's the Phil Coulson. She's the glue that holds.
Yeah, but she wasn't in season 2 of Jessica.
Oh, season 2 of Jessica? No, yeah.
Yeah, Jessica. We got Stan Lee.
That guy does. Dude, that guy does. Dude, I'm beginning to think this guy does a whole lot of stuff. Like he's on the police recruitment posters, and he's ambulance chasing lawyers. So who knows what else he does in this version of Marvel universe.
So I was hoping to see, especially after Defenders, I was looking forward to actually seeing more of the Defenders in Jessica.
Oh yeah. I get what you mean now. Yeah.
When that didn't happen,
because I thought you were talking about season 1.
No, season 2.
No.
Because I was hoping to see more of the, because I figured they're gonna crisscross them now because they officially all met. You know, and stuff happened.
Well, I don't.
And so I was, maybe.
Yeah, but Jessica was kind of, she was like.
Oh yeah, even in Defenders she was.
Yeah, she was like.
Yeah, but I was just so, like the way I was looking at it is like, not the whole show, but a couple of episodes here or there. They could have pulled that off. But I like.
Well, because Claire is sleeping with Luke Cage, I don't think Claire would be, or Luke Cage even would be, because they parted ways how they did. I don't think they hate each other. Just, I mean,
they're gonna have to work together again in Defender season 2.
Not necessarily. If that happens.
But no, so generally, I did like the show a lot more. Like even now, just reflecting back on it, I like it more than I actually did while I was watching.
Yeah,
now that the whole thing simmered for a while, that I can look back on it, I liked it more than I actually did while watching.
It was a good season. It was a good season, and I can't wait for next up. Luke Cage is in June. I don't know what happens afterwards or when. I'm hoping for Daredevil season 3. Somewhere in November or something, like they dropped Punisher last year, so kind of unexpectedly.
Punisher season 2 as well.
That's in the works
as well. We get Iron Fist
so.
season 2, so
yeah.
Then hopefully, cap the whole thing off with Defenders again.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's it
from us
for today. Until next time, Beige Bros out.